Hello, veterans. This is Ranger Johnson, Master Trainer for Champions for Veterans. That's championsforveterans.com. And today, I just want to tell my story. By the way, if you need help with your VA benefits, please give us a call. Again, championsforveterans.com. Again, also, you can like and share and subscribe to this video and send it to any vets that you believe may need help. And hopefully, we can just inspire you also. All right. So I want to tell my story today. That's right, the Ranger Johnson story, and why I'm sitting here talking to veterans all over the world. Uh, I joined the Army in 1980, and I served 20 years from 1980 to 2000. I'm from a little town in East Texas called Marietta, Texas. Population 112. That's right. There's 112 people in my hometown, and I did not grow up in the town. I grew up 5 miles outside of Marietta, Texas, on a little dirt road in a community called Floyd Valley. But I saw a movie when I was about seventh grade called The Green Berets, starring my hero, John Wayne. And I wanted to be a Green Beret. And as you can tell, I did become one, but it took a long journey also. So anyway, I joined the Army in June of 1980, June the 10th, and I did 20 years. While serving in the Army, I served in the infantry for the first 4 years. Fort Lewis, Washington, first two, and then Berlin, Germany. And after Berlin, Germany, I went and became a U.S. Army drill sergeant in 1984 to 86. And then I had this idea that I wanted to become a U.S. Army Ranger, really proud of that, and went to Ranger school and pre-Ranger and all that kind of stuff, and graduated from Ranger school and served in the 1st and 75th Ranger Battalion, Bravo Company, 1987 to 89. After leaving the Ranger Battalion, I went to Special Forces Assessment and Selection in 1988 and graduated from the Q course, what we call it, in December of 1989. And so from 1989 to 2000, I served in various special forces assignments. So 120 jumps out of airplanes, traveling around the world, and doing really what I enjoyed doing. And I love being a Green Beret. No doubt about it. Actually hurt my back initially while serving in the Ranger Battalion. Never forget, one of the most embarrassing days of my life. Okay, I was a squad leader in Bravo 1st and 75th Ranger Battalion, and while running PT, man, my back messed up on me, and got back from PT. My back just literally locked up like this. My back locked up. Could not move. My, members of my squad had to carry me to the TMC with on a stretcher, right? And that was when my back first started hurting. I started having issues. Fast forward, years later, when I was the first sergeant, my back got worse and worse. Man, I wanted to do 29 or 32 years in the Army. I did not want to get out at 20. But the reality is, as my back kept messing up, I couldn't run PT like I used to, couldn't do what I did. And I ended up retiring at 20 years. And yeah, full 20-year retirement, but I did not want to get out. I mean, I consider myself a lifer. Uh, I love the Army. I didn't like the Army. I love putting my uniform on. I love the parades. I love saluting the flag. I loved it. And I won't say I loved it all, but I loved about 90% of it. Right? I did. And but I ended up retiring in 2000. Now, when I retired at the age of 37, I could barely walk to the mailbox. Degenerative disc, L5 vertebrae. I went to my first VA appointment in Salisbury, North Carolina in July of 2000. When I walked in, I didn't know what I was doing. I walked in, I was 37 years old. I walked up to the doctor. I'll never forget. The doctor says, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, glad to have you here. I know you're here for your back. Can I get you to do something?" I said, "Sure, doc. Yeah, I just retired, not even a month." He said, "Can you bend over and touch your toes?" Of course, thinking I'm getting an order from a doctor, I bent over and tried to touch my toes. Then he said, "Oh, stand up." Stood up. He wrote a few things down. I left, got nothing for my back, which was hurting quite a bit. But I didn't understand The VA evaluated me on flexibility and pain. So apparently I had flexibility because I could bend over. Apparently I wasn't in pain because I didn't scream when I bent over and made an attempt to touch my toes. I left there with nothing. Oh, they gave me 10% for tinnitus, ringing of the inner ear, which I do have. But that started my journey. I mean, this journey that I'm on, man, to help veterans because I didn't know what to do. So for years I floundered, upset, mad, angry, not knowing what to do. Finally, I ran into a veteran, man. This brother said, "Look, you need to go ahead and reapply." I said, I didn't know I could do that. Troy said, "Man, yeah, you need to reapply." I said, "I can do that." So I started reapplying, and again, just not knowing, fumbling around. I think I ended up going from 10 to 20%, and then later still fumbling around and doing stuff and got to 40%. And I was stuck at 40% for a long time. But because, I write and publish books and do motivational speaking, you're one of my couple of my books here, and I write and publish books and do motivational speaking. I wrote about it. I started writing about my journey. Finally, in January 2017, I got to 100%. And when I got to 100%, I always tell people the Bible says, be angry, but don't sin. I've never sinned against the VA, at least to my knowledge, but I was still angry. Why did it take me 17 years to get to 100%? Why? I mean, I wasn't cheating anybody. I wasn't lying. I was like, I'm hurting. I remember my back hurting to a point where my back gave out and I just fell with my face on the carpet when I bent over the top of my shoe. This is the kind of pain. I tell people, they say, well, what's your pain level from 1 to 10? I say 20 with tears in my eyes. So when I got to 100%, January of 2017, I wrote about it. I wrote about it, typed it up, didn't really know what I had. I was driving to Dallas to see my father, who lives in Dallas. I live in South Louisiana. So I'm on Interstate 20 driving to Dallas. I stopped to get gas out by Terrell, Texas. And I had my Ranger head on. I walked into a gas station. I come out. As I'm walking out of the gas station, another veteran saw my hat. He says, hey, man, what's going on, brother? You a vet? I said, yeah, man, I'm retired. I did 20 years. I said, what about you? Because he had a hard hat on and his little vest because he was a construction worker. He said, oh, man, I did 8 years, served in combat. I said, you get any VA benefits? Oh, God, no, the VA, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if you're a vet, you know that story. So I said, look, man, I typed something up. Give me your name and phone number and email. I will email it to you when I get a minute. I'm traveling right now. He gave me the name, number, and email, put it in my phone, left. Stopped up the road. My wife wanted to stop and shop in a little shopping center in Terrell, Texas. And while I was sitting there, I'd simply email this veteran the information. It was 6 points called a Ranger method and forgot about it. A year later, May 2018, I've forgotten the veteran. I'm sitting on my couch. My phone rings. I look at it. I have all the vets in my phone. So I figured I had to give this guy my information. As I picked my phone up and said, hey, what's going on, vet? Man, Ranger Johnson, you remember me? I said, man, I'm sorry, I don't. Refresh my memory. We met off I-20 by Terrell. Yeah. He says, I made it. I said, you made what? He says, I'm 100%. I was like, what? How did you get there? He said, I just followed the Ranger method. I did what you said on that paper you sent me. I said, really? He says, but it ain't over. I said, what? He says, I got my back pay. I said, how much? $153,000 back pay for him, right? I mean, well, 150 for him, and then he had 13,000 for his daughter, so a total of 163. But $150,000 back pay, crazy, and 13,000 for his daughter. I'm sitting there listening. I met the guy at a gas station. We literally talked for less than 15 minutes. I emailed him the paperwork. We never had a conversation after that. And he not only got to 100%, but he got his back pay. Crazy. That made me believe I could start helping people. So I started volunteering. The next person I helped was my wife's cousin, Derek, out in California, in LA. Helped him, volunteered. He went from 0 to 90% in 90 days, and he got to 100% in 11 months. Helped another couple, Pam and John. John was at 10% for over 40 years after Vietnam. I helped him and his wife get to 100% through the Ranger method. My son Gino saw what I was doing, because you can only help so many people volunteering, because it gets rough working with one person at a time, and it takes up a bunch of your time. I mean, I do motivational speaking, leadership training, prison ministry, things of that nature, and it got to wear on me just doing it like I was doing it for about 3 years, helping people that you meet at church, people here. And I told my son, man, it's just kind of wearing on me. And my son Gino said last year during the pandemic, he came to visit me in May of 2020, said, Dad, we can actually help more people if you let me show you how to put this online. I was like, son, anything you can do. But he made me believe we could put the program online and do that. And that's what we started doing. Actually, August of 2020, we went up on an online platform, and I started teaching veterans online the Ranger method through our company, Champions for Veterans. And that's why we got on this video today. Now I'm doing it online. And the crazy thing about it, we have veterans popping up throughout the month getting their benefits through the Ranger method. I mean, no tricks to what we do, just me teaching and telling my story and showing you how to get your VA benefits. So, I'm excited about changing people's lives, man, because I know what it is to be sitting there. I mean, just today, we've talked to 2 veterans. One vet went from 0 to 70%, and one vet went from 10 to 70%, and both in a few months' time involved in the program. So listen, I get you. I know how it is to not know. You don't know what you don't know. And because you don't know what you don't know about applying for VA benefits, you suffer in anger and sometimes pain over years, and in my case, decades. And I finally made it to the top of the mountaintop to 100%, total and permanent, where I felt I should have been when I retired. Not anybody else. So it's not about what they think about you getting your VA benefits or another vet. And please hear me out. These VA benefits are up there for you. Well, somebody else needs it more. Really? I mean, when did we think that? Remember when you were in the military, you're trying to make E5, E6? Did you ever go to your commander and say, sir, give it to Tom. He needs those benefits more than my family. He needs to make rank more than me. No, because you worked for that rank and you felt you deserved it. Same thing about your VA benefits. So I get it. Man, we're here to serve you. We're here to help you. And any vet out there, please hit us up at championsforveterans.com. And this is Ranger Johnson. And again, I just wanted to share my story with you, and hopefully this story will encourage you to continue and move forward. And please contact us. We love to help you. And you know how I got to finish this video. I got to tell you to stay in the fight